So the last Gambit match I had, the console overheated, and then my TV disconnected uh, and went straight to its dashboard. It's one of those smart TVs, I guess. Element smart TV. Family picked it up for me for Black Friday, um, and I have been, you know, over the last couple of months, few months, been dealing with quite a number of issues with it. One time, the audio will disconnect. I can turn it off and on with the remote, but the volume control will be gone. Other times, the TV will just turn off on its own. I don't know if it's signal interference or the fact that I just don't have it connected to the internet because I don't feel the need to connect it to the internet because I have streaming services through my console. So what the fuck do I need to use the features on this television for that? And it should just be a monitor, right? That would be the thing. But no, I don't think that's really the case. I really wish people would not leave their fucking tangled shit all over the map because that causes lag and eventually it'll crash the game. Which has happened, and it's not fun. Anyway, so we're going to see what happens. So what I did was I changed the HDMI cable. I used Gemini, actually, for troubleshooting. It was actually pretty nice. It was, I think Gemini's a bit smoother uh, in terms of that quick search feature, which is what I think AI really does the best job is, farming out the internet for information. Unfortunately, you really want to fact check most of it because it's learning on things, and if it's learning the bad stuff, it's like anything else. If it learns wrong, it's not going to do right. Did it? It's just that issue there. Uh, but yeah, most of what it said kind of lined up with previous troubleshooting that I've done and solutions. And so I went ahead and I changed out the HDMI cable, uh, pulled off the panels of the PlayStation, and did a nice, clean out using some compressed air, nice, high, what do they call it? Not microfiber, but it's one of those cloths that like dust picks up the hella dust with it, and then I didn't have a vacuum for it, although I do have a tech vac that I can use, a little keyboard vacuum. It's USB powered, um, but so I might do that also. But I think actually after forcing air through the system and blowing out the dust on the intakes, I think I did a pretty good job cleaning things up. I don't think I have to worry. But anyway, so I'm putting it through the stress test because every single time that the TV has glitched and the console has overheated, it's been me playing Gambit or Nightfall. And I think it has to do with the fact that there are a bunch of subclasses out there that are generating a shit ton of artifacts, little modes and pickups and stuff like that. It's just, oh come on, man! I could have fucking. Ugh. Oh well, I'm holding on to these until I get 15. So you can win or you can lose, depends on how you want to play with me. And that's not a threat. That's an observation. Yep, there we go. Oh well, too bad. I don't really fucking care. I play because it's fun. I don't really. For me, a win is getting through the match and getting progress here. That's a win for me. And a lot of people have this idea that in order for someone to win, somebody else or a number of people have to lose. And that kind of zero sum thinking is not sustainable. It is the very core of entropy. Uh, it is the essential mechanic behind entropy. In order for something to succeed, something else has to fail. In order for something to live, something else has to die. That's not necessarily how nature really actually works. Yes, in order to have proteins and stuff, you're going to have to destroy another organism to get those proteins. We can't make proteins on our own, human being wise. But that's not necessarily an essential existence. You can harvest proteins from beans. You can harvest proteins from dairy. There's all sources out there, and there's sustainable sources too. So it's not like you're depleting mass quantities resources. I was trying to find a different word. Fuel.
Your enemy called up a primeval.
But when it comes to actual game states, yeah, there can only be one team that wins this match, but you don't have to do it to the point where it's like constant. You don't want your opponents to leave because then you have nothing to struggle against. You see what I'm saying? If your team is so good that no other teams want to face you, then you didn't win. You lost. You actually lost because now you don't have anybody to compare yourself to and to say, hey, guess what? I'm a winner. And on that note, if you win because somebody else put in a shit ton of resources into your win, then you're not the winner. They are. They're the ones who won, not you. That's not winning at all. That's basically just selling out to, somebody else's efforts. Which is why I think a lot of the reasons why I do like to play random. I like to play stag because when we win, I know it's because I did it with the help of the team that didn't even know what I was planning on doing. And to me, that's a better win, a bigger win than even taking the match, is because we succeed because everybody was paying attention to everybody else and we were figuring it out. Oh yeah, this is how this happens. This is how you win. This is how you work together. See, even though we lost this match, look at that. Look at that win on the side of my bar, on my sidebar there. That's a lot of win right there, in my opinion. In my biased observation. Let's take a look over here. Okay, so let's see, 47 modes. Oh look, Brad won. Brad beat Durlette's, and so did OG, and so did Rocket, and so did I. So they just killed their primeval faster because they did more total damage. Otherwise, everything else we won. Man, we were fucking awesome. This really was our match to lose. Bad timing, importantly enough. Oops, got to do the commendations. I feel like a shit. Anyway, that's about all I want to really discourse. But remember, it's not a win if somebody else got you that win. And that's not just like, somebody playing your account for you, boosting. That's not like somebody, funding your entire effort. Unless you generated that money on your own, having a massive donor does not make you a winner. You won, in fact, in the sense that you secured that donation, but it's those donors who are really winning, not you. And it's just like investing, when the reason why the market jumps up and falls down so fucking rapidly is because one person looks at a trend and says, "Yeah, I think that's going to go up." So then everybody starts buying that stock at the very low prices that it has, and by nature of that very investment, you're already displaying a level of confidence, which is encouraging more people to buy the stock. And guess what happens? The more people that buy the stock, the more valuable a stock becomes. It's a feedback loop. And when you start thinking about winning as a zero-sum game, you're killing that feedback loop and creating entropy, which causes the price to drop. People start having doubts. They start selling off. They stop buying, and it's complicated bullshit. It's hard for me to articulate because I don't have the formal education to express what I'm talking about, but I think you understand it. In a family situation, the word fam is thrown around so much in gaming. This is my Hunter fam, my Warlock fam, my Titan fam, just to kind of keep the context here, Destiny. My my Cosmodrome Patrol fam. And it's done, it's almost said ironically, in the sense that, you're not really a fam. You're not really a family, because, see, a family doesn't work on zero sums. A family works on parity, Parity. And it's a game result, it's a game state, a board state, and a result, a win condition, and it was in a board state where everybody is succeeding in their own facet of the game. And life is a big game. Everything around us is a game. If you approach it from game theory, which is not about actual, the theories of mechanics of, which is better, measuring with a ruler or just eyeballing it and moving your guys. That's not game theory. That's game design theory. But game theory is a process of thought over puzzle. and how you solve them. So as a family, you solve the puzzle of survival every fucking day, you know. And when there's discord in the family, when there's dissonance in the family, when one part of the family is definitely against another part of the family, or somebody is actively working against the family by budget or resources or just personal toxic attitude, that's the zero sum. One person has to win, so everybody else has to lose kind of condition. If you're working towards parity, if you're working for stability, then everybody's winning all the fucking time, every day. And that's just a thought I want to put out there going forward in Destiny. This is after this season or episode, we're supposed to be getting uh, the Frontier, Code Word Frontier. We don't know what that's really going to be called. It might be Frontiers, it might be something else. Um, in which case, solo operations will become a thing. Um, I don't know how that's going to change the attitude of the gaming community because Destiny is all about its gaming community. It really is more than anything else. It is about its gaming community. And for the last 4 years, I have seen this dissonance amongst players where it's just me first and everybody else is just a high functioning NPC. And I don't want to see that anymore in this game. I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to encourage that. And I'm trying to figure out ways to discourage that. Uh, my friends and I made our clan specifically to try to be an example against that, but the clan is basically non existent. Uh, I gave my son the lead when I left the clan temporarily because I was taking a hiatus from the game in general. And, now he's gone and he doesn't want to give me back the crown because he's afraid I might blow up the clan like I did once before when nobody was playing. What's the point of having a clan if there's only two guys playing? That's ridiculous bullshit. But I've since realized that, well, it's not so much about that. It's about, you don't sell the house just because two people are living in it after five have lived in it for 25 years. Not unless you can't sustain it, not unless you can't support it, not unless you can't take care of it. Um, that's the only reason why you should ever sell property is if you yourself cannot fucking maintain it properly and keep its value going or enjoy it enough. Um, and I realized that, I've learned that, and that's important to know that. And then again, that comes back to the idea of instead of being a zero sum entity, work towards some kind of parity, work towards a cooperative win. And that's basically all I want to just kind of dump here right now. So thanks for stopping by, hanging out, and until next time, be nice, play well, take care of yourself, and especially your teeth. I'm telling you, man, it's important. You have no idea.